Hey guys, Mark from H Perfection, where we're pushing back the years through blood, sweat, and tears. Um, the great weather here in New Jersey came to an abrupt halt. It's cloudy. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of a thunderstorm or some rain today, but no big deal. Got a nice little pavilion behind where I live, and I'm going to do some training here. I got some picnic tables. I'll do some push-ups and get it in. Want to talk real briefly today about intermittent fasting, something I very fervently believe in. I had a friend introduce it to me probably, I bet you 7, 8 years ago, certainly seven. And at first I thought it was kind of an unusual concept until I did some research and then I tried it and it absolutely works. So everybody kind of has a general understanding what fasting is, and fasting is just not eating. And if you kind of research it, you'll find it's been used for centuries. It's been used for health reasons primarily. It's also used for mental discipline. It's been used for protesting. But at the end of the day, the health benefits of fasting are immense. Um, the concept behind it is that if we're constantly eating and our food is constantly forced metabolized food, we're not giving our cells a chance to regenerate and heal. If we look at the animal world, we all have, or been around dogs and cats and pets, and we can always kind of tell when they're not feeling well. Why? Because we notice they're not eating their food. So if they're not eating their food, my dog's not eating their food, I know there's something wrong. So that's nature telling that animal not to eat because it can heal itself in a fasted state. You think about the amazing regenerative and recuperative powers of your human body. I mean, you get a cut and you put a Band-Aid on, and a few days later you take the Band-Aid off and it's healed. It really is truly amazing. So I don't want to get too deep into the weeds with it, but there's processes that occur kind of cleaning out the cell. Like if you're not, again, putting food into your body and having to metabolize and digest that food, in the cell structure, particularly metabolization, you're giving a chance for that cell to clean house, so to speak, do its dusting and vacuuming, and it creates health. Now, the most people would find it very difficult since we've been living a lifestyle where we're eating 3 or 4, sometimes 5 times a day, find it very difficult to go into a fasted state for any 24, 48, or longer period of time. So they've come up with a very interesting concept, and it's called timed eating or intermittent fasting, where you go a period of time in a fasted state, and then you have a window in which to eat. And the one I started off with, and I use generally, is 16 hours without any food, and then having an 8-hour window of eating. And initially I thought it was going to be difficult, but really all you're doing is eliminating that first meal of the day. So if you eat dinner at 6 and you wake up at 6, well, you've got 12 hours of fasting in, okay? So you got to go 4 more hours. So 10 o'clock you can have your first meal. For women, it's the minimum is 12 hours in a fasted state, 12 hours of window of opportunity to eat. So what I generally do is I won't eat my first meal until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'll do my training in the fasted state. Now, two things occur: getting the health benefits from the fasting, okay, and also when I'm training in a fasted state, utilizing my glycogen, or quite simply my sugar, for energy. So when I do that, I'm getting really a double whammy. I'm getting the health benefits of the fasting, and I'm also setting up the day so that I burn body fat for energy. Because if I use up most or all my glycogen in my training, that's why I really like the anaerobic burst training, because it totally just, your energy is from glycogen. You don't utilize any body fat. So if you do those 12-minute bursts that I like to do, you're really using up your glycogen. So I'm running empty on sugar. So even though I'm eating in that 8-hour window period of time, my energy's deriving from my body fat, because I still haven't stored the carbohydrate or the glycogen in my cells, even though I'm eating. It takes time. So give it a shot. Again, it's a really great health benefits. Do some research on it. It's been used to cure disease. I don't want to say something that I'm not educated on, but do some research. Google it. Read articles about it. There's a ton of stuff on YouTube. Anecdotal stuff, and then also research stuff. So it's intermittent fasting or timed eating. For men, minimum 16 hours without any food, 8-hour window of eating. Women, 12 and 12. And also, don't be afraid to stretch it out. Many days I'll go 20 hours without eating and only have a 4-hour window of eating. All right, give it a shot. Intermittent fasting, marked for age to perfection. We're pushing back the years through blood, sweat, and tears, and now maybe just eating a little bit more sensible. All right, have a great day. I'll see you next time. Ciao.